Sit back and relax while you listen to Train Kickers podcast. I'm Dave, and along with my co-hosts Dan and Steve, we're going to take you all around the world of miniature wargaming. On tonight's, which will be actually a fairly short episode, we are going to be finishing up the special characters for Traitors. Now, we do know there's other special characters we have to do. You'll be seeing that done separately. You might see it very soon to this, or I'm going on vacation like the end of this week. Steve's on vacation the following week. Dan's having another kid at some point, so he ain't leaving anywhere ever again. So, so I don't know the exact timing of that. You'll get some other stuff. I have some conquest stuff I want to do and things like that. You'll get some other things, but there might be a little bit of delay between those since we have some vacations coming up. It is, 'tis the season. But this won't be relatively short because we're just going to go through these 4 characters, and then for our purposes, we're then going to be doing something afterwards. But we're just going to do those because the other ones don't exactly fit the traitor alignment and all, and it kind of dovetails itself nicely.
To give you an idea, it'd be the 2 special marines, right? That were with Malcador. Yeah. It'd be Solorox. It'd be Mechanicum, and then I know the Tribune is not a special character, but
he's not a special character, so he's not being discussed.
No, but he is. He's not a special character. He's being discussed.
Valdor is the special character.
We did Valdor for he's the Primarch, remember?
Okay, then they don't have a special character.
Custodians are weird. The Tribune's special.
Is he unique?
Yes. He's unique.
He's unique. Does he have the rule character?
Yes. He's a dependent character, and he's unique, and he can only be taken at 3,000 points. And he has to be your primary detachment.
All right.
You can't. Yeah. He's a special. He's a special character without being a special character.
All right. Yeah, there's that, and then there's the sister as well.
Yes.
Yep. So that will be a separate thing from this, but we're going to quickly get through this, and then be able to call at least most of the Space Marine Legions done. So on to the show. I noticed Dan reposition his camera so that way we can watch him paint instead.
Exactly. Well, my facial reactions aren't what draw the viewers in. My ridiculous painting skill is. The fact that I bought an Nurgle army and I will have it painted before Steve gets his book from Games Workshop is going to be funny. Oh my God.
Just paint.
What was the joke? What did Josh say? I bought a whole other army to paint rather than just paint my Dweg.
Yes.
What he said? Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what he said. Like you're just avoiding it. Meanwhile, Conquest is the game that we've been playing the most at the store. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it is the game that is honestly played like 3-1 of any other game. On 40K night, there's usually more Conquest happening than 40K.
I know. Or old. Actually, in 40K night, there's more Old World and Conquest happening.
There was one game of Old World in the last month.
3. I played. No.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm the only one here.
Well, yeah. For lately,
I'm the one
who's been playing Conquest.
Yeah.
Well, you played some on Saturday to teach someone. You played a game the other Friday.
And then last Friday, I was there playing with David and who else? I forgot the other guy. Oh my God, who was I playing with?
I don't know who else you played. That's the only game I saw.
You were there for that.
Yeah. You played.
That was for Saturday.
Yeah, played Saturday. Yeah.
Who the hell did I play
on Saturday, you played Josh's Warriors of Chaos.
Ooh.
That because you were showing him the game.
Yeah.
Was the idea of that one. But paint your Conquest because that's what's popular. Plus, it's very fun. So
it is a fun game.
You don't know. You don't play. When was actually the last time you played?
When did Old World drop?
Like 3 months ago.
That would be it.
Okay. All right.
You're making a mistake, Dan.
Was it not 3 months?
Okay, so Old World dropped in January. I'm saying more Conquest is amazing. You play more of it.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. I was like, wait, what?
I don't know. Who were you playing Conquest with a few months ago?
In the store.
I
got my ass handed to me by oh my God. It was Josh's Wadroon at that point. That's how you know it's old and 3 months old, because he doesn't have his Wadroon anymore.
Yes, he does. That's his only army.
Wait.
Yes.
Doesn't Josh play something?
No, I got he plays Wadroon.
Ass handed to me by the Wadroon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so many bad rules. So many bad rules.
Yeah. No, it's still the army he has. Now he has said it multiple times that he picked Wadroon because he said, "Oh, they're orcs. Orcs and like every other game are simple. So I'll just pick the simple army, push them forward." No, they're the most complicated army.
They're the most complicated army there is.
So But that's partly why he picked World Eaters for 30k. It's it's nice and simple. I'm going to push them forward. He knows what he likes to do, and unfortunately, for at least one of his game systems, it is not doing that thing.
It is not. Wadrin is very complicated.
Yeah, they're gonna get an update at some point. They're gonna change the way the mechanics work.
Yeah.
No, they've said that. We just don't know.
Oh, they
exactly
have. Oh,
what,
God.
Yes. We just don't know exactly what the mechanic change will be. They haven't said that, but it makes sense. All right, and how are you, Steve?
I'm doing all right. Getting ready to make a trip over to Italy, so super excited for that.
So what made it?
Been,
Why Italy? Is there a particular reason? Do you just have a hankering for like all the pizza you can eat?
So I visited Italy a few years ago for school. They had like a little 2-week long kind of crash course economics thing you could do. So I went for a few weeks for that. Absolutely loved it. This was down in Capri and Naples. Had an absolute blast.
Okay.
And I had a great excuse to go back, this time up in Milan, because my friend's getting married over there.
Oh, Mazel Tov. Yay.
Oh, I didn't actually know it was for a wedding. I just knew you guys were going. I thought you guys were just going because it was going to be fun.
Damn, they're getting married in Italy, though?
I mean, it's also going to be fun.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh, Mother, congratulations to your friend.
Yeah. I'll pass it along.
Yeah. I find the only tough part about Italy after a while is that in most places, by law, the cuisine is identical everywhere.
What?
You actually, yeah. So if you go to, say, like Rome,
Okay.
almost, I would say 95% of the restaurants, it is pretty much it is Italian cuisine. And it also means it's almost the same menu or very similar. Not always 100% identical, but very similar. Because Italy, at least in certain areas, I don't know if it's countrywide, at least from what I found when I was in Italy, it was reasonably countrywide. But they essentially have like a heritage type laws where it's the cuisine, things like that. No, you have to hit classic Italian. You have to get special approval not to do classic Italian. And in most cases, they kind of already, either they don't let those people be there or they already have the amount that they're allowing. I don't know all the intricacies of the rule, but I do know, I remember while over there, they told us that that's why when you look around, say like in Rome, every place is classic Italian. We found some differences when we went to Venice. Same thing in Florence. It was all exactly what you would expect when you think of Italian cooking. I'm not saying that like, America's a melting pot, so we have a wider variety of things. But even in some other places,
we got Olive Garden. We've got. No, I'm just kidding.
but even there, it's like okay, it makes sense why we wouldn't have sort of a national menu. But there, it was just a little bit surprising that there wasn't anything like different. Well, at least when you look around, especially knowing some of the popularity of certain things throughout Europe. But overall, I mean, it was very nice. But yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how prevalent is other like. There's not chain places, at least not that we found where we were. There was some in Venice, but in the other spots, you didn't see that. You didn't see things that weren't, the pizza, the pastas, all those sorts of things. All very well done. The food was very, very good, but you know what you're getting in for. You better like tomatoes. Essentially exactly those things, mostly carbs. But all right, well. Why don't we get into this so that way we can keep this reasonably short episode reasonably short. We have 4 characters left, so this will end going through both the Loyalists and the Traitor. Like I said, we have a few other characters. For anyone who is the first time watching this, we have like 7 or so other parts you can go through of varying length. Some of them are longer than others. The idea is we are going back through, now that we've played the game for longer, we know the game better, and it's just been out for a while, potentially with some changes and rules alterations as we've seen. But to go back through and talk through the special characters, it was by request, so we're doing that. Now, we have a ranking S to F. S, currently we have 3 people sitting there. This is too much for casual. The idea, these are units. When we're doing our ranking, we're thinking about in terms of what did they do for the army? What do they themselves do? How much of a centerpiece are they? S is the fact that they 100% will define a force. And they will define a huge strength of that force and potentially even be a little oppressive. Not necessarily always even a negative way, or you won't have fun because they're there, but you will feel their presence at all moments. The A tier is they'll let your opponent know. These are characters who are quite good. Either their rules are good, what they do for the Legion is good. They don't quite get to that absolute top tier, but they are an absolute standout. You will feel much stronger because you have them. And they're going to be doing enough for your army that when you stand there and start the game, that classic thing I've always do is, do you know what this model does? You'll need to have that discussion. The B tier is why not for an event? They're absolutely fine. They're good. They're good for what they do. They have decent rules, but nothing so stand out that is going to either, laud you to victory or crush your opponent's dreams. C tier is that you love the fluff. They're perfectly fine. They're rather ho-hum in certain ways. There's something lacking. They're lacking rules. They're lacking special abilities. They're lacking that what they do actually can affect you. They might seem cool, but just not there. And F tier is that they need the Emperor's Mercy. They just don't work well. There's something bad about them for whatever reason.
God help us.
Yeah, but there's a problem, and you are actively hurting yourself by taking them. All right, we have 4 characters to go through. Does anyone have a preference?
I'll take Armillus because I actually like Armillus a lot.
Okay.
I'll take Exodus because Exodus is just so much fun.
Okay. Go for it then. That's the first one up on this list.
All right. So, Exodus. For 165 points, you get to field the Assassin, the one who is many. So, Exodus has move 7, standard for Marines, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 6. That's a 2-up with a 6-up reroll. Amazing. Strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5. 3 attacks, 9 leadership, 3-up save. So it's a mix of a Praetor and a Centurion style stat line with extra ballistic skill instead of extra weapon skill, and a little less leadership and armor. We got a bolt pistol, power dagger. That's their fancy little power sword knife. One piece of war gear called the Instrument. Power armor, refractor field for the 5-up invul, a single venom sphere, melta, frag, and crack grenades, as well as shroud bombs. Exodus is a light character, Alpha Legion, independent character, relentless with Pathfinder, move through cover, shrouded 5-up, and a bunch of rules, which would be the Hidden Hand, Lone Killer, and Assassin's Eye. So while Exodus may be an independent character, he doesn't get to join just anybody. Exodus may not be a compulsory HQ choice, only a non-compulsory HQ choice. Never be the Warlord and may not join other units except for Legion reconnaissance squads or Headhunter kill teams. That is the Lone Killer rule. So, recon squads, Headhunters. Otherwise, on his own. But that's A-okay. He has the Assassin's Eye. So when Exodus makes any attacks as part of a shooting attack, the range is not restricted or affected by night fighting, shroud bombs, or any other special rule. So he's always at the full range on his attacks. In addition, Exodus never suffers any penalty if his ballistic skill from night fighting or any other special rules, and always makes to hit rolls using his full ballistic skill, including snapshots. And no model makes shrouded rolls to negate wounds inflicted by their attacks, so no evasion. The Hidden Hand. We'll go back to the Hidden Hand. That one I think needs a little deeper conversation. And for his weapons, he has the Instrument. It is an auto weapon. It has 2 profiles, and you get to choose which one to use each time you fire. Any attacks made with the Instrument as part of any reaction must be the Rapid Shot profile. So the Rapid Shot is range 24, strength 7, AP 2, assault 3, sunder, and pinning.
Nice.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. And then the execution shot is range 72, strength 7, AP 1, heavy 1, sniper, so he's picking out targets, sunder, pinning, and deadly aim. Deadly aim says if Exodus is not moved in the turn you make a shooting attack with this profile, the attack may be given brutal 2.
Ew.
If you give it brutal 2, you don't have to make charges. That's fine. You're surviving a strength 7 AP 1 shot. You're going to take the brutal 2 and give up the charge. Because all you got is a fancy power dagger. So that's a beefy profile, to say the least, on that weapon. And finally, the hidden hand. So, when you deploy Exodus, you could place him anywhere on the battlefield as long as he's in terrain or at least 9 inches from any enemy model if he's not in terrain, regardless of line of sight or proximity of enemy models. If he's deployed from a reserve, he may enter from any point on the battlefield's edge chosen by the controlling player. If he joins unit during deployment or in reserves, he is deployed like a normal unit. And he gains Scout and Infiltrate as long as the unit he joined also has Scout and Infiltrate.
So essentially, if he goes, like Headhunters have that, so.
Yeah. That is such a aggressive way to deploy a model. It's amazing.
Especially for something that's effectively a sniper. Although, I mean, he has arguably, in many ways, the Assault 3, depending on what you're going against, can be better. Because the other one is one shot. And it's brutal too, but it is only one thing. Depends on the thing that you want to hurt. So.
Yeah. So that is Exodus. Sort of a special character, sort of not a special character, because there's no unique tag. There's no Loyalist Traitor tag. It just can't be compulsory HQ. So he's never going to be a in and out attachment either. He's got to be primary and can't be a warlord.
To me, he is very cool. I don't know how great and wondrous he actually is. Because, okay, he has his sniper shot, hits on 2s, effectively wounds on 2s against Space Marine profiles and all of that. That's all great. You can't shout against it. He's hitting you if he feels like it, all of that. I mean, I guess if he's hitting like your 2-wound Consularis and you fail both invuls.
That's what I was just going to bring up, because Brutal 2, maybe not a Praetor, but like
against a Praetor, it don't matter.
Exactly. But I was going to say, your Consularis or any of your Apothecaries or Centurions with a banner.
I guess to me, it's you're putting 165 points in this you're putting a pretty sizable chunk egg in a basket, and you need it to perform. You probably want to be targeting things, say, without invul saves, because if they have it and they make it, he's done nothing. He's taking up one of your HQ slots. He might not be compulsory, but that means now you are not taking some Consularis yourself. You're essentially taking this guy instead. I do think he's cool, but I'm always iffy about people who have something like this, because what if you roll the 1, then you need a 6 still to hit, but you could roll the 1 to wound you. You could roll the 1, and then his turn is done.
I always get iffy around characters that only do like one shot.
Yeah,
it's cool when you do the shot and you'll remember it, but it's gonna suck the times that make the invulnerable save.
Yeah.
Do Centurions have a native invulnerable save? They have a 5-up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure.
I mean, I went against him one time, and I did lose a Centurion after like 2 rounds. And like, that did affect me, of course. So I guess if you can take one of those out, it's probably worth it. And the disruption potential is potentially worth it. He was on his own, so he also can get hurt. Now, he has Shroud Bombs, and he does the Alpha Legion rule, so it's essentially -8 to the range. But he's also only a 3-up save, so if you have like bolters, you could actually you can kill him easily enough with bolters. Or if you happen to have like one really good shot of something. He has a refractor field at least, but still.
Would you take him or Vindicare?
Him. Absolutely him.
Okay.
We're assuming in the same of this. Give me a second. Let me look at Vindicare, because it's been a little bit since I discussed him.
Because I know I've taken Vindicare's.
So
I've taken Vindicare's.
Vindicare's 40 points less.
Uh-huh.
Vindicare's got much better weapon skill. Loyalist, so technically, there's some potential issues there. He knows all effects of special rules or word gear that will modify. So essentially same rule of he hits on what he wants.
Yep.
And his weapon is AP2. It's heavy 1. The big thing is it's murderous strike on a 5. So one of them makes you take 2 saves. On a 5 up, he means you fail the save and you're down. The rending part I don't care as much about. And decent pistol. For 40 points less. Worse save as well. The big problem, he only has scout and infiltrate, so like where you come in could be a problem. Whereas the other guy can come in, if say you're sitting in terrain, he can come into the terrain feature that is like fun for him. No matter the distances, although at least he has infiltrate, so you stay outside of the 9 or if you're unseen and all of that.
I would still take the Exodus. I would take the extra shot or the extra wound generation over the possibility of a murder strike.
Same, because there's more chances for wounds to go through in the first place.
If you're firing his 3-shot gun, I agree. If you're firing his 1-shot gun,
look,
you can get 2.
Half-dead Centurion is more dead than a not dead Centurion.
Than a possible dead Centurion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy's better, but for 40 points, yeah, what he's gaining is probably about 40 points worth. If you have the points and you want an assassin, it makes sense to do that one. Although, like I said, he had to be primary. At least this guy, if you're taking something else, you could fix him in. So their placing is a little bit different. I don't know. I think he's good and all. I think you're going to remember half the games when you fire it and it misses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd put him B or C. I'd be happy with B or C.
All right, now the real comparison. This guy versus a Legion. Oh, I'm blanking on what it's called now. Vigilator.
I'd have to actually look up the Vigilator. Because I don't know if I know enough about that. No, where am I looking? Here's Centurion. Oh, no, Consularis. Let's take a look at a Vigilator. So he gains Mark for Death and Master Sniper special rules.
Mark for Death gives the reroll of 1s to hit. To wound.
Good.
On one specific thing.
He gets Scout or Infiltrate. Master Sniper, when making sure you attack, it adds Rending on a 2-up and Shell Shock 1. If it has those rules, they don't stack. He gets a Nemesis Bolter and Melt-A-Bombs. And then he can't take any other movement shenanigans, essentially. No jet bikes or jump packs. So I guess the question is, how much is a Vigilator? Oh, I need to get Base Centurion. Where's a Base Centurion? Vigilator. Why aren't they in alphabetical order?
Because that would make sense.
That's so weird. He's 35, so you're looking at like 95 base.
Yeah.
The biggest thing there is your Ballista skill isn't quite as good, and you can take negatives.
Yes.
So, like, okay, of the snipers, he is the best sniper. You're also spending a good amount for it. You are getting something worthwhile for it, but I don't know. Overall, I don't know if I'd take a sniper. Because, again, it'll be really cool when it works, and anytime it doesn't work, he's going to do nothing.
Yep.
Or, oh, you went second. You put him somewhere. I moved and I see him. He's gone. I hit him with a las cannon. He's just gone. Because if I'm worried about what this guy can do because I have really good characters or things he wants to pick out, then I'll follow my Spartan at him. I'll hit him with a bunch of las cannons and one of them will take him down. He won't save them all. And then he's just poof. He's gone. So, I mean, he's got some saves. He got Shroud and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm never too impressed by individual models that are supposed to have my one role to do good.
Hard agree.
Where are you thinking, Steve?
So this guy, he's not breaking the game. He's really strong, but he's not breaking the game.
Yeah.
I give him like a B plus. Like maybe took her like, hey, his character is that cool? Okay, cool.
I mean, yeah,
But
I give him a B or B.
Breaking it, and he's technically not a named character.
No.
So
he's just priced.
I'd say B because he's he's impactful but not game bending.
All right, I put him in B. I think that's fine. I think he's, to me, potentially lower tier B. He'll give you the best stories, but they're not going to be all the time. Like, oh, I remember the time he did this cool thing. Like, yes. But there's also going to be games where he fires a few times, does nothing, and dies like a chump.
Exactly. So, it's B or C. Right. I'm going to go B because I feel like that's a nice... Because what he can do is pretty cool. But I'd say B.
All right.
I'd say B.
All right, Dan, what a Dynat.
Yeah, let's do some Dynat. So, Armillus Dynat, by the way, one of the cooler models Alpha Legion has, because I love his Thunderhammer. 185, so he's a little chunky. We're looking at Praetor stat line. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, movement 7, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, initiative 10 to save. He does have an Iron Halo. There's your 4-up. He's got Frag and Crack. He has a Phosphex Bomb. Ooh, very nice.
Yep.
He has a Venom Sphere that someone's going to look up for me, so I don't have to go backwards. And he's got War Gear, Bolt Pistol, the Prince, and the Prophet. Venom
Spheres are range 8, strength 1, assault 6, poison 3 up, 1 shot.
Oh, there we go. He's Master of the Legion, a bit of character, relentless, precision strikes 4 up. That's important for later. And a Weapon Master. So his Warlord trait, the Harrowing. At the start of the battle, and I love this Warlord trait, by the way. This is a very powerful one. So at the start of the battle, before any models are deployed by either player, the controlling player of an army whose warlord is Armillus Dynat may choose and select 3 friendly units composed entirely of models with the Legion of Stardust Alpha Legion special rule and the infantry unit, and give all the models in that unit one of the following rule: infiltrate, scout, or counterattack 1, and you make an additional reaction in the movement phase. That's very powerful. Giving 3 whole units of infantry, either infiltrate, scout, or counterattack, is exceptionally good. Start them mid-board, hold on to an objective, get your assault marines up the board. Don't have transports, take your terminators and infiltrate them. You know what I mean? This is, I think, a very powerful ability. But we'll keep going and see what that is.
Yeah, good.
So, Weapon Master. When attacking during the assault phase, Armillus Dynat may choose to split his attacks between any weapon he has, declared which attack will be used before any attacks are rolled. So basically, you choose which weapon, the Prince or the Prophet. So, the Prince is Strength User, Strength 4, AP 3, Melee, Rending 6 up. Okay, it's Power Sword. Actually, it is, but wait. Power Sword's a +1 Strength? No,
it's just a Power Sword.
Just a Power Sword.
Yeah.
The Prophet, Strength 9, AP 2, Melee, Unwieldy Thunder Strike. Okay. What Thunder Strike does is, if any model that does not have the vehicle unit type suffers 1 or more hits, regardless of whether those hits result in wounds, then from the Prince, then Armillus Dynat may make 1 attack with the Prophet, in addition to any other attacks made with either weapon at initiative 1.
Yeah.
So he gets an extra attack on the hammer if he hits.
Yeah, if you hit at initiative, you get at least 1. You get 1 more attack unwieldy.
Yep.
With the stronger weapon.
And he's got 4 attacks? Are they either of them specialist weapon?
No.
So 5 attacks. Toss 1 or 2 into the Prince, and then you get an extra attack on their Prophet. So it's really like 6 attacks, honestly. Well, 6 attacks with a star if you hit with the Prince. Don't roll like shit.
Although, depending on your target, you get 1 more, but I'd get... You're probably not going to want to put 1 tack into the Prince, because
it's
then
2.
That's a... Well, yeah, but if you're putting 2 in to get 1 out, then I want those initiative hits for a reason. Because otherwise, I'm detriment to the Prophet. But there could be reasons you want those initiative hits.
I mean, the thing is, all you have to do is hit too, so it doesn't mean it doesn't matter if you wound.
Oh yeah, I'm not
You
worried
just
about
have
the
to
wounding
hit.
part. I'm just saying if you're trading any more than one attack, you're actually losing attacks on the other weapon.
Oh, I see.
But so that means if I'm going against someone who's on a 3-up save, I don't mind switching it. If it's against the Terminator, I'm not switching a single attack.
No.
That's more of what I mean.
Okay. Honestly, you're not taking it for the weapon anyway.
Precision strikes 4-up.
Yes.
So as long as he's not stuck in a challenge, he's fine on all in on the sword and then dropping the hammer on something he really wants to take out.
Depending on the save, yes. As long as they're a 3-up save.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not hunting for rending either.
Well, let's be honest. I don't care about his weapons. I care about the fact that he gives 3 of my units in Alpha Legion infiltrate, scout, or counterattack. Let's not. That's why I'm taking him. The weapons are cool. Don't get me wrong. Super neat. Sounds like Fafnir ran a little bit with the whole entire changing weapons. That's not why I'm taking him. I'm taking him because the dude gives my army infiltrate, scout, or counterattack. It's infantry. So I could do that with pretty much any one of my units. That's insane. Literal insanity.
Yeah, I mean, given that to your Linearan Terminators, which you love to give abilities to, and all, since they're line.
Oh yeah, they are. They are line. Oh,
they
God.
are line.
Taking him to an event, which is progressive scoring. Start those Terminators on an objective. Come to me. And remember, I believe those Terminators get like +1 to hit for the chosen thing that they choose. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's one of their special abilities.
Yes. Hydrian Exemplars.
Yeah. So start their ass on an objective. Put a big chunky block of 10 Terminators on there. Enjoy.
I don't think you necessarily have to put 10.
I know. But I'm just saying, the possibilities are kind of endless with this dude. And that's why I'm going to rate him highly, in my opinion, by the way. I don't think he's B. I would give him A. And it's so funny because I'm not giving him A because his weapons are super cool. I'm not giving him A because, he does some really cool things. I'm giving him A because he's a supremely good support character. And it's 3 units. That's what kills me. It's 3 full-ass units that get this. It's not 1, not 2, 3. That's a lot. I mean, hell, to put it in perspective, the Tribune gives, the Teleport Home on a Custodian Tribune lets you deep strike 3 dudes. And that's priced at 125 points for deep striking Custodians. This guy, I mean, he doesn't give you deep strike, but it lets you infiltrate. Am I confusing that for Scout? Which one is the one that makes you move? That's not the one I care about. That's Scout, right?
Scout is move. Infiltrate is show up on the board.
Yeah. So yeah, he gives you guys infiltrate. So man, that's nuts. Infiltrate your seekers up, not seekers. Headhunters.
Headhunters already have it.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
Then Infiltrate already have it as well.
Last Cannon's a multi-milita scare.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this dude. And I think that level of flexibility that you get, because here's the fun part. Let's say you don't want to give them infiltrate because you're playing against world eaters, right? Okay. Give them counterattack. Right? Yeah. I know I'm getting charged because I'm facing world eaters.
Don't forget, dedicated transports pick up infiltrate and scout from the unit they're bought.
Okay, but it says it only gives it the infantry. So
yeah, but then they go into the transport and it confers.
Dedicated transports.
Okay, I didn't want to say that because I didn't
from
know.
The squad. So if your squad inside has infiltrate, the tank can infiltrate.
Okay, so I didn't know that because I didn't want to bring that up. Now that I do know that, he's absolutely A tier for me. 100,000% A tier.
I agree. A, but not S.
No.
Yeah, not S. He doesn't break the game. No.
But he is very strong. The ability to go, okay, it's my Spartan full of Terminators. It's going to start doing a 6-inch pregame move. Oh, can you then charge out of it?
No, he could just infiltrate. Oh, no,
you can't charge on a turn you scout.
Nope, not if you scout.
Infiltrate.
Still, though.
But you weren't going to be charging out anyway if you're further back, so that could get you just into a better position.
True.
So
yeah, definitely A tier for me.
All right. Yeah, overall I'm fine with that. He's pretty good. I do think his weapon profile can be a mistake depending on the way that you try and use that. If you actually do it as like, oh, I'm going to devote a couple attacks to get one extra, like, no. If it's not going to help you, don't. If it's in a 2-up save, don't bother. Just go unwieldy with all of it. But yeah, I do think he can add a lot. And this is an army that already gets to break a lot of rules because they have a way to bring in units from other legions and all kinds of stuff like that. So here's another way for them to break the rules. All right. So we got one more person left. I don't believe this person got an update. I checked. I had so. This is
He's
Score.
Literally a Delegatus.
Yep.
This is actually where we got the Delegatus console type from. Autilian's Score was a event exclusive model alongside with Narek Draeger for Forge World way back.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I remember looking him up. I was able to find a picture so I could throw him up on this for anyone who's watching. I put little pictures with the names under it. I was able to find him, but yeah, it shows that like you can't get him now, and in some spots he goes for a lot. But luckily, at least if they're going to do it that way, they put him in the legacies, not the full normal book. So for this particular console Delegatus, he's 125 points. He has the standard Consularis profile with his 5s and weapon skill, ballistic skill. He got his 2 wounds. He's got his 2-up save, his 3 attacks, all of that. He has a bolt pistol. He has his artificer armor, frag and crack grenades, and his refractor field. So he's a 2-up, 5-up. We'll talk about his other things he has there. He's of course is a master of the Legion. He has the honor of the Legion, and he has his own warlord trait, and he is a traitor. Surprise, surprise.
I'm shocked by this.
Well, a lot of Alpha Legion stuff isn't.
Yeah. No,
but
that came out more sarcastic than I wanted it to be. I'm actually surprised by this because Alpha Legion, I don't think their Primarch's not traitor, right? Was that the whole joke?
The only one who's not locked.
Yeah.
Everyone else is locked, loyal, or traitor. He's not locked at all.
Yeah, so this that came out more sarcastic than I needed it.
That's all right. So his warlord trait is desperate for glory. On game turn 1, Score has Feel No Pain 6-up, increases the 5-up on turn 2. It's a 4-up on turn 3 and thereafter. So he gets Feel No Pain that gets better and better for him. Cool, but he's only 2 wounds. In addition, the controlling player who has him as its warlord may select one phase of the start of battle before you put any models down. During the chosen phase of their opponent's turn, Score and any unit he has joined may make a reaction without expending any of the army's reaction allotment as long as he has not been removed as a casualty.
That's not bad, actually.
So you get an extra reaction in a particular phase for him.
You don't choose at the beginning of the game, right? It's just
you choose at the beginning of the game, but before any models go down. So you'll know what you're facing. You don't know where they're going necessarily. I'm assuming he can only do it once, because it says he may make a reaction without expending any army's reaction allotment.
No, it doesn't say that.
It says he may make a reaction.
Yeah, but you mean once per game or just once per turn?
No, I'm talking about per turn.
It's once per turn.
Oh, per turn. I thought, okay, yeah, no. It'd be once per turn. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, no, I know it wasn't once per game. It didn't say that.
Okay. That's why I was like, what?
No. I understand. Honor the Legion. Once per battle at the start of any player's control... start of any of the controlling player's turns. So when you go, you can choose to turn this on. You take a leadership test on leadership 10. If it's passed, and all friendly units that are pinned or falling back that have at least one model that can see him immediately rally, no longer pinned or falling back, and may move normally. Okay, I don't care so much about that. It doesn't matter as much because I'm not so worried about the pinning part. That's something, but only if you're going against armies that are really trying to pin. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be pinned very much. And the falling back, sure, but I don't know if that's enough of it worth it. Plus, you have to make sure they can see him. His weapon is the Rim Shard. It's +1 strength, so strength 5, AP 2. Melee, it's unwieldy and mastercrafted. It's a power weapon. It's an axe, for all intents and purposes. I think it's actually an axe on the model as well, looking at him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So that rule he has, honor of the whatever,
Honor the
is
Legion.
the same as the generic Legion Delegatus as Rally the Legion, except he does leadership 10 for his test.
And they do their base leadership, which is 9.
Yep.
All right. So I mean,
he's cheap.
I can do a lot of things with 125 points.
And he's mastercrafted on his axe.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's mastercrafted as well.
Yeah, we used to get mastercrafted on your Delegatus last edition, so basically you pay 15 points to get Master of the Legion and mastercrafted. Now it's a couple more points, you don't get the mastercrafted, but you get the rally thing.
Got it.
So there's a nice blend of last edition and this edition.
I'm not super caring about him in any way. Now, there could be a fair few reasons. One, I don't run Delegatus. Mostly because I play big enough games where I just run Praetors anyway. I don't really need it, so who cares? His Honor of the Legion is fine. The fact he's on his leadership 10 is better because I've failed enough 9s. 10 is nicer. But unless I'm playing against the right army, those abilities don't help me too much. Falling back is fine if I win against the unit that I'm falling back from. There's many units where they're just going to potentially sweep you down or something like that. Or it's not as big of a buff as it sounds. Now, it could come in clutch because that one time you need one thing not to run. Sure. I'm not quite as concerned about that. And his Desperate for Glory, although cool, helping him out, I guess, is useful. It's okay. It's useful for him because his weapon is unwieldy and he needs to survive to be able to swing the weapon if he's in a challenge. Getting Feel No Pain makes him more likely to survive to be able to get into that challenge, unless they are doubling him out or instant deathing him in some way. Most likely, though, if they are, either one, they had a Paragon Blade, so they rolled a Murder Strike, or they're going at your initiative. So, not quite as bad. You have a good shot at getting it, but you're only 2 wounds. So, Feel No Pain on a 2-wound model, I'm not as impressed with. I don't know. Steve, do you ever run a Delegatus or no? Right? No.
So we have had a few events where you weren't allowed to take Praetors.
Yes.
And if you play Zone Mortalis, you're probably running a Delegatus if you wanted to write.
I agree.
So they do come up. But I also tend to shy away from Rites of War just because they restrict list building so much.
Okay.
For example, at Iron Warriors, I love my drills. I can't run my Iron Warriors rights with the drills. I don't have enough drills to run the drill Rite of War, so I'm kind of stuck in a right list limbo. And my Salamanders, I get everything I want to by just having a Forge Lord to unlock Thalax and a Praevian to give myself 1 squad of robots. I don't need to run the Rite of War to unlock robots. So I'm not a great person to ask about Delegatus's, Praetors, and Rights because I just kind of don't play that way this edition.
I mean, if you can't take a Praetor, that's one thing. But I take a Cataphractii Praetor in my armies with like a good weapon for about 25 or so points more than him. So for an extra 25...
With a blade, I want to add. Because that's important to add to your Dark Angels.
Well, yeah, so, but I'm talking about not even if it's Dark Angels. I'm talking about if I'm running my Death Guard or anything like that. Or just in general. You can, for about 25 or so more points, run a Praetor who has more wounds, better weapon skill, all of that, the better base leadership, the better invul save. Oh, my apologies. The better invul save, all those extra bonuses. And
but
you're not losing much of anything other than maybe you can rally some people. In actuality, if you want to run one with like a Thunderhammer like this guy has, stupid thing was open there. If you want to run one with a Thunderhammer, yeah, it's like 20 some points extra I'm running at. I'm not too worried about being, 20 some points more for overall an improvement. If you're playing very small games, if you're playing small games in Alpha Legion, cool. But I guess it's at least good that if this guy was an event exclusive, at least he's not like a super clutch model.
Exactly.
Where you're like, oh man, I wish I had this guy because of how awesome he is. He's not.
You're not missing out, essentially.
Someone tell me why he shouldn't be in the bottom.
I mean, not going to help you on that one. That's immediately where I was putting him.
And I'm not putting him down there because he's...
Feel No Pain 4-up's really good.
Yeah, but Feel No Pain 4-up on a guy with 2 wounds.
No, that's all my reasons.
Yeah. And it's Feel No Pain 4-up if he turns 3 or later. Yeah, I don't know. If you're running a very small game and you want a cool theme, take him.
Yeah, if the event has no Praetors, that's there. Okay, that makes sense, right?
But if you're doing anything else, I don't think you're wanting it to be this guy, because also like his Warlord trait, Feel No Pain, is fine. You may or may not get to use it. And then his other thing is his unit gets reactions, so you better put it in a good thing, and you better make the right choice. You know, you get some freedom, but it's also only his unit. All right, I won't bother with his unit then. You know, if you tell me, oh, I get 1 reaction across the army and 1 more for him, then I'm going to either just, target him, say, once, and none else, or I'm just going to target other stuff. I will ignore him. On the turns where I'm worried about it, the same way as you will ignore general shooting at, say, a last cannon squad if they can see you nicely because they might just destroy you back. Same thing there. I will just avoid doing something to that squad if I'm worried about what they're reacting with. If I'm worried about their shooting. So, I don't know. Yeah, he's at the bottom. I don't really care for him at all. All right, but that gives us a full list of traitors. So it does give us 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Quite a few other people somewhat in the middle. We did skew, I would say, heavier towards the A/B. B has the most unsurprising people in the middle. But A towards B and like the C and F are lessened compared to some of the others. Like the absolute top and absolute bottom both have 3, but otherwise it's scaled up a little bit. But that's a good thing for the game. You want special characters to be doing cool special character things. So, all right. Any other thoughts on this actually still not done project? Because we still have more to do. Although at least now we went through the proper legions. And now we do know like some of the newest book has some characters as well. We'll add them in at some point and just talk about them. We're going to do a book review and talk about that book as well. We just don't have it. I don't have it in my hands right now. So we're going to save that for a future time.
I don't even think Steve has it in his hands.
No, Steve's the only one who has it.
Oh, he actually got it. Oh, okay. I misheard.
Yeah. It took him a while, but like he has it in his hands. We do not. So just been having too many other things to grab it. But we do want to do that. Probably when Steve gets back from his vacation, we'll do that because that gives us time to get the book into our hands. So any other thoughts where we are currently on this unrelenting project, gentlemen?
Unrelenting. But we're almost done. I see the light.
There's multiple ways that light of the tunnel could go.
Could be a train.
Yeah. That's the concern. Well, my hope is no.
To be fair, so because I know the future, the rest of the special characters are actually going to be pretty cool. Like the Mechanicum ones are super interesting. Except for like I think Caleb. Caleb's kind of dull. But the Tribune's pretty cool. Janisha's pretty cool. Joven is pretty damn neat.
Yeah, but they ain't plastic like that new stuff.
Well, Tribune is technically.
Now, I was talking about specifically about the Mechanicum ones because we just found out what the plastic box will be.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's such a good deal too. Well, I don't know the price yet.
We know the price.
Oh, do we?
Okay, it's the price of all their boxes. They do that way.
I don't know if it's gonna be the same. It's got a fucking tank in it.
It's going to be the same. The Solar Ox one had a tank in it.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't. How much was the Solar Ox one? I didn't know.
220.
$220.
That's standard GW. That's standard GW box. That's what all their boxes have been. The big boxes, I should say, other than like, the game starter boxes are different, but otherwise their big boxes all tend to be about that for these games. Old World's a little bit different, and I know the main core Heresy box is different, but that's a whole faction in a box. This is more of sort of starter faction plus is sort of the way. But the 40K boxes are all the same too, the big boxes. AOS ones I'm pretty sure are the same as well. What we don't...
The AOS ones are smaller.
I thought they had big they've done big boxes for AOS. They do them around like Christmas time. That's about the only time.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Christmas time. Yeah.
Yeah, they do the holiday ones. I don't think they do ones quite that big at other times. And then we do know there's the new AOS 4th edition starter, but we don't have any inkling on that one. That one I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a little bit less, but I don't know by how much. So, that way, if anyone wants a bunch of rat boys, or you want tons of very, very cheap.
Listen, I was going to say the new sculpts are actually rocking it. I'm not going to lie.
No, they are good, but if you want Stormcast, wait till that box comes out. You're going to be able to get it off of eBay. That's half for near nothing. Because a bunch of old world players want the Skaven, and a bunch of people have been waiting for updates to Skaven because some of those models are super, super old and bad.
Someone was doing a little video and showing how the new Skaven ranked up better than the older Skaven, and I started laughing hilariously.
Nice.
I was like, "Oh God!"
They do look very good. I know there's been some talk about what do you do with the rat on a rat, but like I said, unit filler. There's some options for him.
No, rat on a rat is they're fucking. They have a mounted lord.
Not on anything like that.
On a 50 by 50 square, I think, which that will definitely fit on.
I don't know about that.
Claw and Bone Ripper was much later. I don't think that.
No. It's just a lord on a what the hell are they called?
I don't know. If you want pain, you could look it up.
There isn't.
I don't think there is.
No, I got you. I got my phone right here because I do it through app. But no, they have.
Did you say you do it to rap?
No, I have the app.
I thought maybe you were out here.
Create
about
list.
To do a rap battle.
What the hell are they called? Why are they not under Skaven? Oh, they are under Skaven.
Their commanders are on foot.
I'd love to tell you. Oh, I guess it's a warlord.
Your Gracier can go on a screaming bell, but I would not call that guy a screaming bell.
I swear to God, you could.
They do not have something like that.
Huh?
Yep. That's
Back
why some people said they'll use them as like
it was before the end times. I would say before the end times, they used to be able to go on top of
there's some end time stuff, but keep in mind this is like more classic fantasy.
No, I said before the end times. Before the end times, they
had I don't think so.
A ton of mounts that you could mount them on a rat ogre if you wanted. But I'm trying to remember what the hell you could mount them on, and it's like escaping me essentially. I can't think of it for the life of me.
I'm pretty sure it's like
it's going to come back to me.
A Gracier on a screaming bell. You could put them on screaming bells and stuff like that, but that was about it.
I swear to God, they were able to be put on like monsters. Just don't remember what the fuck the monster was called. Ugh.
I don't know. Not that I'm ever aware of, but that's all right. But the new Warplock Jezzails and stuff like that look really good.
Oh, yeah, they look amazing.
All right, well,
I'm in love with the Gatling one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm in love with.
All right, well, that'll do it for us for this evening for this part of the project. As always, remember we put this out on a podcatcher as well as on YouTube. We do put a bunch of other stuff, or at least I put a bunch of other stuff on YouTube as well. We should hopefully be having some more. We're starting to get closer to our tournament seasons or our game day seasons, so we should hopefully be getting more games to people as well. That should be coming up in the not too distant future.
Also, shout out if you're in the area of Toy Wiz and
Maplewood.
Thank you. My mind went flag.
How do you forget the store you've gone to for like a decade?
For years. It's late at night.
It's not that late. It's like 10.
But on June 23rd at Maplewood, we are having a event for Old World. Mm-hmm. All the information is on Facebook. I'm sure Dave will put like the link in the description.
Yep,
and then the 29th, which is the Saturday that comes afterwards, we're having another Old World event, but this one is at Toy Wiz.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys can make it. If you're in the area, please come out. It's like $25 either event. It's going to pay for pizza, but all the money, besides the food, it's going to go all the prize support. We're not doing first, second, third, fourth place prizes because I don't like that, honestly. I just don't. I hate that. Instead, we're doing like best painted unit, best painted mounted model, best painted model on foot, some raffle prizes. So it's random. So come out, have fun because we're not there to beat the shit out of each other. We're there to like have fun, win some prizes, and just play some old world, honestly.
And then I'm sure Steve will agree with me. What I just heard Dan say was that if he plays in a 40K tournament and he wins a first, second, or third place prize, he will donate it.
So fun little side fact about that. I once did. Because it was the first place prize was only like $40-$50.
Yeah.
This is back when I had custodians and not demons. And I really didn't need anything. So there was a kid there who had just been to his first tournament, never been to 40K. I think he went like 1-3 or 2-3. So he like lost the right one. I said, hey man, listen. I went to him because his father was there and I go, listen, I don't need this money. This was your first tournament. Just enjoy this while you can.
Did you crush this child's dreams so you thought you could patch
I never faced
money?
him. No, he did really well. He was playing. So this was like, God, I think this was 9th edition because I remember having to explain the katas of the custodians for like 10 minutes before I started any game. So yeah, it was definitely 9th. And he was playing Death Watch. And he was a cool kid. Like, he really did enjoy himself. He lost the final game against Eldar, because if anyone remembers 9th edition Eldar, which is... But, that's just me groaning. But no, and so I gave it to him.
All right. But I heard you're just going to keep doing that. So that's nice of you. Since
that's if I go to a 40K tournament.
Winning a prize, or any other tournament. You said winning prizes a first, second, third don't matter to you. That's not
the only time. What other tournaments do I go to?
I don't know. Go to Conquest one. We're doing those. We should have one on the 30th.
Conquest line. This 30th?
No, June. No, I'm not running anything this month because I'm not around to run anything this month. Yeah. I run most of the tournaments for
actually come to the first. It's not painted, right?
No, Conquest. I don't worry about that. We might do a prize for like the best painted model, or something like that.
So Josh wins.
Well, honestly, that's kind of the reason why we didn't do it the last time, because we're like, well, he'll just get it.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Josh is he's a really great painter. You can find him on Instagram. I'll plug his Instagram later because I can't remember it now.
You won't be able to plug it later because you won't be. I'm the one who does the notes.
Let me shout it out. I have Instagram open anyway. Yeah, he's a really, like, if you ever want to see, like, he did recently.
He also does painting commissions.
Yeah, he did Boba Fett. Well, I don't play Star Wars. What's the new thing? Mandalorian, is that what it was?
Yeah.
So he recently did the Mandalorian. It's got
Baby Yoda.
It's junior, so JR miniature painting, miniature painting, and he recently did the Mandalorian in a painted on chrome scheme. So he didn't use like chrome paint; he just painted it on, and it's just oh God, it's beautiful.
Yeah. For any of our older videos where we put up Wadroon's stuff in the images, it's always his.
Yeah, he's absolutely insane.
All right. Well, either way, that does do it for us tonight. So, like I said, we'll have the other part. You'll either be able to catch it very soon afterwards, or once we're back from vacation, because we do have that coming up. But otherwise, on behalf of everyone here at the show, then, has a good hobbying. It's a great gaming.